Hello everyone, it's Dr. New York Bundia. A lot of Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings fans have questions about what exactly is a contusion of the sternum. Here's a quick breakdown of the terminology so fans can understand what this injury actually is. This once again is not a talk on whether the injury actually occurred or whether Draymond should be suspended or not, but just a quick breakdown of the actual terminology. Now the sternum is the bone basically here in the thoracic cavity that helps to protect the vital organs. The ribs connect to the sternum here via cartilage in this region right over here. Now, whenever there's a direct blow to the sternum, what can happen is there can be injury to the sternum. Typically, we see this more in car accidents, but you can see this in football or in basketball as well, too. Now, the type of injuries you always want to rule out first is you want to make sure there isn't any fracture. Now, an x-ray typically just looks at bone. So if you don't see any x-rays findings of a fracture, x-rays can come back negative. That doesn't necessarily mean there's not an injury there, but an x-ray has basically shown that there isn't a large fracture of the sternum. If you're concerned about further injury or an athlete still having pain, then typically you can get an MRI. What an MRI will show is inflammation or bruising inside the bone, which can diagnose a contusion. An MRI will also make sure there aren't any fractures there that you couldn't see on an x-ray. An MRI will also look to see if there's any damage to the cartilage where the ribs connect to the sternum. Basically, what you can then tell also on the MRI is how much inflammation is there, how bad the bruising is, as well as if there's any other injuries that need to be treated. Now, in general, in terms of this sternal contusion, basically the main issue is pain relief. Now, if you have a small contusion, it can be completely asymptomatic. You won't have much pain. You can continue to play. If you have more contusion, the bone can be a little bit more painful, and things like breathing as well as rotating your torso can be painful as well, too. The key thing for this is assuming that there's no fracture and there's no damage to the ribs, where basically the ribs attach to the sternum via cartilage, then most athletes just simply need pain relief. The decision to return to play is based on pain control, which can be done through rest, icing, anti-inflammatories, etc. But once again, this gives you an impression of what a sternal contusion is, where it's located in the body, and how it typically is diagnosed. Thank you.